There was a cute little girl. One day, her grandmother gave her a handmade red cape.
Thank you, Grandma. It's pretty.
She wore the red cape everywhere she went. Soon, everybody began to call her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, Mom said to Little Red Riding Hood, "Little Red Riding Hood, Grandma is sick. Please bring this food and juice to her." Little Red Riding Hood picked up the basket with food and juice. "Go straight to Grandma's. Don't wander anywhere, okay?"
Yes, Mommy.
Little Red Riding Hood left home after walking in the forest for a long time. She came across two paths in the road.
This is the right way to Grandma's.
Suddenly, a giant wolf appeared from a bush.
Oh, hello. I am a wolf. Where are you going, little girl?
Hi, I am Little Red Riding Hood. I'm on my way to my grandma's to bring some food to her.
Really? Where does she live?
She lives in a house with a red roof under a tall oak tree in the forest.
Little Red Riding Hood answered all the questions without hesitation. The wolf got an idea.
I am going to eat both Little Red Riding Hood and her grandma. Just thinking about it makes my mouth water.
The wolf spoke softly to Little Red Riding Hood.
Little Red Riding Hood, why don't you go that way? There are many beautiful flowers.
Then Little Red Riding Hood remembered what her mother told her.
Thanks, but my mom said to go straight to Grandma's.
You're right. You should listen to your mom. But this will be only a little bit of a detour. Don't you think your grandma would be happy if you got her some flowers?
You're right. It will be quick, right?
Little Red Riding Hood fell right into the wolf's trap.
Yes, of course.
Little Red Riding Hood walked in the opposite direction from her grandma's house. She felt light-footed, thinking about how happy her grandma was going to be. Meanwhile, the wolf rushed to Grandma's house. Knock, knock. Who's there?
Grandma, it's Little Red Riding Hood. Please open the door.
Little Red Riding Hood, I can't get up. Just turn the doorknob to open. Grandma thought it was her loving granddaughter at the door. The wolf opened the door and swallowed Grandma in one gulp. The wolf quickly put on Grandma's clothes and hat. Then he lay down on Grandma's bed and pulled the covers up to his head.
Oh, Little Red Riding Hood must think I am her grandma, right?
Meanwhile, Little Red Riding Hood gathered a handful of colorful flowers. Then she made a beautiful bouquet.
Wow!
Red Riding Hood skipped to her grandma's. Then she felt strange when she arrived at her grandma's.
Why is the door open?
Little Red Riding Hood spoke in a loud voice in front of the door.
Grandma, it's me, Little Red Riding Hood. Are you there?
Little Red Riding Hood, I can't hear you very well. Come in.
When Little Red Riding Hood went close to the bed, Grandma looked a bit strange.
Why have your ears gotten bigger?
To hear you better.
Why have your eyes gotten bigger?
Oh, to see you better.
Bigger?
To hold you better.
Why has your mouth gotten bigger?
To eat you up in one bite. Yum!
Then the wolf swallowed Little Red Riding Hood in one gulp.
Oh, this is filling. Now, time for a nap.
The full wolf fell asleep in no time. At that time, a hunter passed by in front of Grandma's house.
How come the door is wide open?
Tilting his head curiously, the hunter went in the house.
Wait, Grandma is snoring way too loud. Is she not feeling well?
The hunter quietly entered Grandma's house and approached her bed.
What? This is not Grandma. It's the wolf. I was chasing after you for a long time. Now I finally found you.
The hunter aimed at the wolf with his gun. Then he saw that the wolf's stomach was moving.
Oh my! You swallowed Grandma! Oh, I must save her immediately.
The hunter put down his gun and looked around. He found a pair of scissors and cut open the wolf's stomach. Snip, snip, snip. A few moments later, the hunter could see Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh my goodness! Hold on, Little Red Riding Hood!
After a few more snips, Little Red Riding Hood was able to jump out.
I was terrified in there. Thank you for saving me, Mr. Hunter.
With no time to waste, the hunter pulled out Grandma as well.
We need to punish this wolf.
Little Red Riding Hood and the hunter gathered an armful of pebbles and stuffed them inside the wolf's stomach.
All done. Now, come to town with me before the wolf wakes up.
Little Red Riding Hood and Grandma went to town with the hunter. The wolf stretched as he woke up from a long nap.
Oh, did I eat too much? I feel full and thirsty.
The wolf left Grandma's house and headed to the well.
Oh, how come my body feels so heavy? Oh, it's hard to walk.
The wolf reached down to get some water. Then the pebbles in his stomach moved toward the well. The wolf fell into the well. Once Once upon a time, on a snowy day, a lovely princess was born in a kingdom far, far away. The princess was adorable and had skin as white as snow, so the king and queen decided to call her Snow White. Snow White grew up being loved by everybody around her. But then one day, the queen fell ill and passed away. In hopes to make Snow White feel better, the king found a new queen. The new queen was beautiful on the outside, but had an ugly heart on the inside. The new queen owned a magic mirror. Every day she asked the mirror a question. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who in this land is fairest of all?
You, my queen, are fairest of all.
Of course I am. But one day, the mirror gave a different answer. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who in this land is fairest of all?
You are fair too, but the lovely Snow White is fairest of all.
What? The new queen got angry and called a hunter. Take Snow White into the woods and kill her immediately.
Huh? Yes, ma'am.
However, the hunter could not bear to kill Snow White.
Princess, run away as far from the castle as you can.
What? What do you mean, sir?
Run away, quickly!
Without knowing why, Snow White wandered around the forest until she discovered a small hut. Excuse me, is anybody home? When Snow White opened the door and entered, she saw 7 small beds, 7 small chairs, and 7 small plates lined up in rows. I've never seen such small objects. I wonder who lives here. Snow White was tired after wandering through the forest for a long time. Oh, I'm so tired. Tired and exhausted, Snow White slowly fell asleep. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 dwarfs returned home after a hard day's work.
Wait! Someone is in here!
I'm sorry. My name is Snow White. The 7 dwarfs listened to Snow White as she shared her sad story.
You can come live with us, princess!
Meanwhile, the new queen asked the magic mirror a question once again. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who in this land is fairest of all?
Snow White, who lives in the forest, is the fairest of all.
What? Snow White is still alive? Impossible! The new queen lost her temper. The new queen disguised herself as an old grandma and headed to the small hut in the woods. She brought a poisoned apple with her. Pretty lady, would you like a taste of this apple?
Oh no, I shouldn't open the door to strangers.
Pretty lady, look carefully. Doesn't this apple look red and delicious?
Wow, it does look very delicious.
Snow White took a big bite of the apple.
Oh, why am I suddenly feeling so dizzy?
Snow White fainted to the ground. The dwarfs came home and were shocked.
What? Why has Snow White fainted?
Princess, please open your eyes.
The dwarfs were sad and laid Snow White inside a glass coffin. They thought of her as they decorated the coffin with beautiful flowers. At that moment, a prince happened to pass by the woods. He saw Snow White laying inside the glass coffin with her eyes closed.
Who is that beautiful person? That is Snow White.
Poor Snow White.
The prince lifted Snow White up. Suddenly, a piece of apple popped out of Snow White's throat.
Hooray! The princess is alive!
Snow White woke up. Her eyes glistened once again.
Thank you for saving me, Prince.
Snow White, would you like to go to the kingdom with me?
Snow White shook her head.
But I can't leave the dwarfs behind.
Upon hearing this, the prince began to think hard. After some time, there was a huge party in the dwarfs' woods. It was a wedding party for Snow White and the prince. The two had a happy wedding and celebrated with the 7 dwarves, and they lived happily ever after, going back and forth from the dwarfs' village and the kingdom.
I am Sammy. I am super at dressing up. at building. Look at my very tall tower. I made it from blocks. Uh-oh!
Crash!
Building with blocks can make quite a mess. So can dressing up and drawing. But don't worry. I can do it! Super Sammy to the rescue!
What a mess.
I clean up my blocks. 1, 2, 3. Zoom! Zoom! I clean up my crayons. Blue, red, green. Zoom! Zoom! 1, 2, 3. Done! I clean up my costumes. Zoom! Zoom! Done! I showed Dad my very clean room. Look! I did it!
You're super at doing this. Super job, Sammy.
He says with a